which basically, news of the obvious, talked about all the flaws in the reporting of this widely discredited rape story. But then finally, Rolling Stone actually pulled the article from its website just yesterday with a 12,644-word independent report from Columbia's journalism program that's found lapses in basic journalism. But here's the headline to this. Nobody's fired at Rolling Stone, including the writer. She's going to come back and do more articles.
Nobody's fired.
Nobody.
So the entire staff thought it was proper to accuse a fraternity of a gang rape without ever doing any investigating beyond the story of the crazy girl.
Sabrina, the crazy girl. Sabrina Rubin Erdley is the writer.
Oh, I saw a video
and the magazine's top editor, Will Dane, said they're taking responsibility for the failures, but neither one was going anywhere. They claim that Sabrina's done great work over the years, and she'll continue to report for us in the future.
She faked the story and defamed every man at that fraternity.
Yes. Because by the way, they're talking lawsuit.
Oh, they should sue.
Is that not libel?
That is defamation.
Like basic libel.
Yeah, it is.
If you can't prove that the fraternity was guilty of a gang rape, they got a case because you put it out there.
You know what? By not naming who the rapists were, everyone in the fraternity has a claim. Because everybody was smeared by Erdely's writings. I mean, this is really preposterous. Occasionally what you had is a crazy writer who made up a story and it got through the editing procedures. But here you have the entire staff of Rolling Stone, and nobody said, well, why don't we see if there really was a party the night of the rape?
Yeah, that's one thing they messed up, the date. The date? There was no activity that night.
They did not even interview the friends of the crazy girl, because in the story, it was claimed that these friends, like, semi-corroborated her claim, but they say we were never interviewed and we never said anything like that.
And she also claimed that she was brought to the party by a person she worked with. I think it was like a lifeguard job. A male who sort of cajoled her to go and I guess resulted in her rape. She wouldn't name him either to the writer.
No.
The writer apparently was pressing her, hey, give me a name so I can at least check on that. She wouldn't do it. So they ended up using a pseudonym for that person. That's really bad, too.
This Rolling Stone crowd believe that young men are evil, or rapists.
We talked about this at a time. Especially so much about sex assaults on campuses. Yeah. They wanted to have the big story.
No, they hate men, young white men. They hate them. Who does? This Rolling Stone writing.
Oh, the writing.
So what they wanted to do is provide a random indictment of this Virginia fraternity, which was stand-in for all the other young men who are out there raping and sexually assaulting. Now, these are the people believing those fake statistics that 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 5 women are sexually assaulted. That statistic has been debunked over and over again. But you have an entire organizations who use that statistic in the title.
Yeah,
I mean, this is crazy. This is like modern day myths that now stick because of the repetition, because of the internet, because of fanatics like this Rolling Stone crowd. Of course they don't think they did anything wrong.
From the magazine that glorified Johar Tsarnaev, remember?
That's
the
right.
Rockstar cover.
Yes, that's right.
They had no credibility anyway, but they thought they had a good get.
Why are you driving so slow?
But, you know, people...
Maybe he'll be hit with a major suit that'll drive him out of business.
Yeah,
a lawsuit by the fraternity.
I know.
And if I were them, I'd settle.
Yeah, and Erdely ought to be sued, too. And seriously, you're going to read another story by her? Well, everybody will forget her name. I mean, you know, unless you're a fanatic, you can't even remember her name. So she'll write for the Rolling Stone, and nobody will really remember. It's unbelievable. It's just hard to imagine
5-minute test.
How nuts these people are, how much they hate young men and want to believe that young men are so bad, such savages, such sexual savages, that they need to be embarrassed in a national magazine.
Coming up next, a whole nother level of hoarding to talk about.